and I would appreciate not being interrupted. I'm going to clarify a couple things. First off, there's a lot of fiction out there. It gets a little tiresome. I have no vendetta against this college. It's nonsense. Well, believe what you want, but I have nothing against NIC at all. If anything, I just want it to be successful. Granted, there are some individuals that have been on the board with me that I didn't care for a lot, and there's certainly been some folks at NIC here, faculty and staff and senior leadership, that I haven't had the strongest love for either, but it's just how it goes. Not everybody likes each other a ton, and some of those folks have moved on. But know that I do not want NIC to not be successful. I have no vendetta, so that's unfortunate. No issue with the college. I have family and friends that have attended and graduated, including my own brother and my daughter-in-law, who is a dual enrolled student from the Charter Academy. Very bright. The couple other things. I mentioned this earlier. We're in North Idaho. I was raised here. I'm from here. I came back here. We're the type of people, when we see someone slide in the ditch in the snow, we figure out a safe place to park as quick as we can. We jump out and we try to push our neighbor back out of the snowbank. That's how we do it. But we don't do this cancel culture and this politics of personal destruction and character assassination. And quite frankly, if you partake of that, all you're doing is diminishing yourself. So I would just hope you reconsider if that's the game where you're at. As far as my supposed interference in academics, I've never audited a class. I've never reviewed a curriculum or a syllabus. I'd like to see the statements that are attributed to me that I've supposedly somehow threatened academics. I have my degrees also. And as far as I'm concerned, you do what you do in your class. I don't believe we've impacted the delivery of instruction. If you have some feeling or some belief or you think something, then that's on you, because it hasn't come from me. Because I haven't told you how to teach your class. I don't know how you're teaching your class. I don't have time for that. I think some of you spend way more time, must think that I think more about this college than you realize. I have a job, a life, a family, wife, children, grandchildren, full-time job, and I'm serving in the military over at Fairchild. And I just got a bunch of days scheduled here in March and April because we got lots of things going in the world, in case you didn't notice. People that are really doing important things, not soap opera here every day. People are dying right now. A little perspective. I just lost my dear friend Jim Hightower on Sunday. You know, there's real things going on, and we're wrapped up around some pretty petty stuff. Well, it is real. It is, but keep it in perspective. That's all. And I don't want you to lose your job. I don't want accreditation to go away. I don't at all. But the fact that we very nicely, I think, planned and split the community and created this, you know, that's the choice. You know, none of us are villains. At least I hope we're not. But anyway, I ran for re-election the first time in 2016. I never talked about my opponent. I didn't criticize him. I didn't speak about him. I focused on what I was doing and stayed positive. And you also can go out and look. You don't see me on Facebook denigrating anybody. You don't see me writing letters to the editor, my turns, or online. I'd like to recommend that for everybody. It's a common courtesy not to disparage one another. Maybe we don't have to say everything that comes into our brain at that minute. If you type something, maybe leave it there. Look at it 3 or 4 times. Let it sit for 24 or 48 hours. Take a breath. Have your spouse look at it. Maybe they go, oh, honey, maybe you shouldn't send that. Just a little discretion. The whole point is we've been talking a lot about relationships here and about how to do things and how we can be more courteous and less dysfunctional and how we all want to kumbaya and work together. I'm just giving you some thoughts of how we can do that. But if you're attacking me and then ask me to support you, but you've never supported me, even though I've talked about raises for the teachers, and I always try to include the adjunct and the part-time, and I'll speak to you and I'll tell you, I even talked about the reset, and I'd like you guys, you know, but it's got to go both ways. I've been on the board 9.5 years. I don't think I felt a whole lot of love from some of you out here. Now, surprisingly, I actually have a lot of supporters, but most of them are anonymous or they reach out to me in other ways, but a lot more than most people would think. But they're very quiet because it can be dangerous for them, I think. At least that's how they feel. So, and I'll say one last thing. In June is the 2 last thing. June will be the 41st anniversary of me putting the uniform on. I went in the military at 17. I'm an officer and a gentleman. I graduated from the Air Force Academy. One thing through this first 8 years of this, no one ever impugned my integrity or thought I was a liar. I was under the honor code. I'm not lie, cheat, or steal, nor tolerate among us anyone who does. Suddenly, it's been an attack on me and my character. I can't even tell you, at least in the women in my circle, and everybody knows me, and the things I've been accused of, I'm a sheepdog. I don't hurt or threaten women or children. I protect. If I saw you and I didn't know you and you were in danger, I would run to your help, even at the peril of my own risk of my own safety or my own life. That's how I'm built. So there's been a lot of allegations and things and half-truths and mistruths, and either people can't hear or they don't remember, or there's a lot of fabrication going on for some agendas and some narratives, and I'm tired of that. And I can't just be standing 3 feet from you and just be scaring you. That doesn't work either. That gives me no place to move. And this recent incident this week, I did nothing wrong. In fact, I was not the aggressor and was very polite. And if you see the things, but yet it got made out. And then there was a police report. And it was like, thank gosh, there's security camera tapes and an eyewitness that dispelled, the nonsense. I wish there was witnesses and tapes everywhere. That would be very helpful. So I try to be pleasant. I'll compliment. I'll try to, if I'm awkward, I apologize. I certainly don't mean to ever offend anybody. That's not my intention. Certainly not the campus faculty or staff. So I guess if everybody wants us to be able to work together and do this, I think it's going to take all of us. And it's got to be both ways, two-way street here. And you may not shake your head. That's fine, Teresa. That's fine. That's your choice. That's okay.
Don't call out people by name.
I'm sorry. No, just hard. She's been smiling at me and it's been kind of weird. The other thing is I do not intend to resign. So either we can all start working together and move forward positively for the sake of the college, or I guess we continue this public food fight, and that's unfortunate too. But I'm not resigning. You guys went nuclear on me right out the door. In fact, some people aren't too happy about that. I know there's been some feedback even from the foundation that 14 months ago, instead of just coming and talking or having some conversations, maybe even 16 months ago, this thing went from here to here, and you got to resign. Well, that's not very persuasive argument. It's, there's a certain escalation of hostility, and it went here. So we fired the nuclear weapon right off the bat. Silos are empty. So you've done everything about you can to me other than calling me an axe murderer and that I beat baby seals with clubs. So I'm here for the duration. So, I'm a military guy. I've been all over the world. I guess here we go. I'm not stepping down. I'm not resigning. I won't leave Greg alone with the other two trustees and have him get run over. So let's either work together and try to do the best we can going forward, because just coming after me like this is non-productive and it's not helping anybody. And again, I think for some of you all are diminishing yourselves, and you can do better. Higher road. That's my board chair report. I'm done. Remarks for the good of the order.
Mr. Chair.
Trustee Wood, do you have something positive to share with us?
I have something to share. I have something to share.
I'm sure you do. Always.
If
You're
this
very
is
vocal. You
another
told us
motion
that.
or agenda topic, this isn't the time for it.
I don't need to
That
be
is that
interrupted.
prior
You're the
board.
chair. You need to control the meeting.
Well, do you have something that
I
pertains
have
to remarks for
something
the
to
good of the
say.
order?
Yes, thank you.
Remark
Mr.
for the good of the
Chair.
order.
Yes, thank
Okay.
you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you.
We just sat and listened to your entire statement under the report of the board chair.
Because I've been the one that's been
Okay,
the subject
am I
of the,
speaking?
well, I'm responding why? Because
I
I'm the
haven't
topic of
even
accreditation.
spoke yet.
Well, apparently, okay.
Okay.
Only fair.
And at no time, Mr. Chair, did you take any personal responsibility. At no time did you acknowledge that you manhandled a female employee.
I did not.
At no time did you acknowledge sexual harassment.
Chair
of female
Banducci,
employees.
I feel like
Now
this
you're
is
going out.
against
This is
your
not remarks for
policy.
the good of the order.
Yeah, it
Why don't you
is.
This is
say this
policy.
on
No,
the
it's not.
agenda and
Todd,
under
you
This
the
is not.
don't
agenda
control
topic?
what trustees say.
Christy, this is your personal vendetta.
You do
You've
not
told people
control.
publicly all you want to do is get back at me and make me pay.
That's not true,
Yes, you
Todd.
have. Oh, boy.
Todd, Your
Write a new
behavior,
narrative.
your behavior is just awful.
Oh.
And you
thank
refuse to take any accountability.
And neither
That's why
do
we're
you.
in the shape we're in.
Neither do you, and you never apologize.
Chair, you asked for the courtesy.
Yeah, but she's talking inappropriately. This is remarks for the
This
good of the
isn't
order.
yet-
If this is remarks for the good of the order, then I can fly without an airplane.
My
It is not
goodness.
remarks for the good of the
And you
order.
wonder why we don't want you to be chairman.
And you wonder why I didn't want to be under you for all those years, and can, as I was silenced for 8 years.
Todd, you were not
Wow,
silent.
that is a lie.
This is
Okay.
against
That is
policy.
a lie.
So.
If you have an
I'm
agenda
speaking-
item topic, you should have put it and said it during agenda items.
So
Christie.
I'm speaking.
This is
under the
disgusting.
order, And you really need to take control under good of the order and let the trustees speak.
Well, I'll take control because you're out of line. This
Okay.
is inappropriate. This is
Todd,
not the topic.
Todd.
Gavel
you
it down,
sat
Chair.
there
I
and
suggest it.
listened. You're kidding me, right?
No.
So
No,
you and Greg are going to decide what trustees speak.
If you want to overrule the chair,
Diatribe.
Christie, you make a motion.
Todd, you
Maintain
wonder why
order
we're
in
in
the
trouble.
board meeting.
You wonder why we're in trouble here.
I can point right out why we're in trouble.
Is it the people who
I
complain,
can point
Todd?
right out why we're in trouble.
Is it the people who complain? It's never your fault. Todd,
I'm sure they wear capes too. Okay.
Todd, it's just awful.
Gavel, this meeting closed. It's non-productive.
I'd be happy to, sir, but I think we have.
I make a motion that we close the meeting.
I need a second. If you would,
Second.
Sir,
I'm just gonna walk out of here.
fine. Meeting's closed.